Hello, hey yellow, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to iamko.ketso and iamko.ketso. Well, this video I'm recording it I think a week or so before the release of the 2023 Matric results. And yeah, I'm here to talk about the reality of getting your results, how to retrieve your results, what to do if you did well and what to do if you did bad. So let's talk to each other.
I would like to get to know what could be.
The first thing that I want us to look at and talk about is how to retrieve your Matric results. That is, so personally, I got my results through the News24 website, right? News24. And I then a few minutes later or hours, I went to the garage, the local garage, to go get a newspaper, because obviously we know at 12 p.m, not exactly at 12, but yeah, at 12 p.m, there will be newspapers coming to garages. There will be that truck getting newspaper coming there. Then they release newspapers. There are many people there. You check your name, check your student number rather. And if you're not there, then that means you didn't make it. And if you're there, then fortunately you did. And then it'll be written a B for a bachelor, an H for a higher certificate, and a D for a diploma. And then what else? Yes, and then how this thing is it doesn't write 6 for 6 distinctions on the newspaper. It doesn't write 8. It writes all your distinctions. So for me, it wrote maths, Afrikaans, but in their abbreviations, you know that maths is MATH, Afrikaans is AFAL, yeah, Afrikaans fal. And then English is ENGHL, English home language. So it wrote like that, the distinctions like that. And then you count how many subjects are there. I counted, so I saw there are 6 subjects. So that means that I've got 6 distinctions, right? And on the News24 website, you type in your exam number and it lets you know how many distinctions and which distinctions you got. So you can either get them through the News24 website, you can get them on the Department of Health website, you can get them through a newspaper, or you can subscribe to get the results as an SMS or an email. And for any links to all those things, I'll put them on the description box down below. Now we are at the scene of getting your results, right? You are there and you have passed your Matric, right? We celebrate, we get happy, but you did not pass in the way that you wanted. Perhaps you got a little less distinctions than you hoped for, or you didn't get any distinction but you hoped for more, or you got a high certificate or a diploma but you hoped for a bachelor. And that is a moment of disappointment for you as a person, where something you hoped for and something you worked for is not exactly what is there, right? Because the best thing that I was told on that night of the Matric results was by a friend of mine who was actually and kept repeating, hope is what kills. And the hard work is what makes it even worse. Knowing how hard I worked, thinking that I deserved 8 distinctions and then I got 6. I mean, to many people, they will say, so you got 6 distinctions, but no. I know personally that I worked for 8. So getting 6 is quite disappointing, because I remember when I got my results, believe it or not, I cried. And it wasn't tears of joy. I was crying because I was in pain, to say, okay, I wanted 8, I mean, I didn't get 8. Many of y'all can say, we are color, that's what smart people do. No, my friend, no. Actually, not getting 8 actually proved itself with time, but we'll talk about that in any future videos. And for those who know what I'm talking about, then okay. But the point I'm trying to make here is, now you are there, you're looking at the newspaper, you can see, okay, my name is there, but I didn't get the number of distinctions that I wanted. I didn't perform as I wanted to. It's not the end of the world. It is not the end of the world. Today we are going to discuss even those opportunities that you still have. One of the first things that you can do is you can decide to take a gap year, right? Now let's say you're not impressed by results, you decide to take a gap year. But let it be that that gap year is quite productive. So if it was me, if I had taken a gap year, I would have played football the entire year, because then I would develop some skill of mine. Playing football is one of my passions, if not my greatest passion in this world. So the entire year, to keep active and keep fit throughout the entire gap year. I can't just sit at home and do nothing, volunteer yourself, job shadow some people. If you want to study medicine, you go job shadow a doctor. You want to study engineering, you go job shadow an engineer, ask people, find out, research, spend that year doing something productive. You can spend that year getting your learners, getting your driver's license. Just do something productive, you know, push on a couple people such that you know, okay, I've done something with the year, you know, I've done something. Yes, I did not go to varsity as I wanted to, but I have done something. Your next best bet is to go to university. Now let's say, just like myself, I wanted to study medicine in 2023 and unfortunately I couldn't. Why? Because I feel like personally it's because of my NBTs. Yeah, those things were horrible, but I'll make a video to talk about them because as much as my results were good, my matric results, I think they were good. For me, it's because of my NBTs and my grade 11 results. So yeah, but it's fine. We'll talk about that. Don't stress too much about that. So now what I'm saying is I decided to go to university, right? And as much as I went to university to study a course that I didn't want, it gave me a lot of experience. That is, it gave me that feeling of knowing, okay, if I fail a test, this is how I react. It gave me that thing of knowing how much work is required in a varsity setting. It gave me the thing of being able to know, how much do I have to study. I learned how much of what type of a study person I am. I learned to manage my time management. I learned a lot of independence. So that 1 year that I spent in Cape Town has taught me a lot of things. So that is the one point that I'd like to drive across. So if you decide that you want to go to study and you might not be studying the course that you want, then don't give up on your course unless if you find passion in that course that you decide to now do. That is, for example, if you want to study perhaps engineering and you decide to go study, let's say BSc for argument's sake, right? You go and study a BSc. If during your BSc you end up finding passion in it, great, stay there, right? But if the entire time you're studying a BSc, you still want to get into engineering, then work hard, Mtase, because I can promise you that it is very much possible to transfer from your BSc to engineering. It's possible to transfer from any course in varsity to any other course in varsity, as long as you have the subjects in Matric that are required for the course you're trying to get to, right? And you performed well in your varsity. So if I'm doing a BSc, I want to transfer to engineering. I already have physics, English, and maths, which is required in engineering, right? And what I want to do now is to get distinctions or big marks in varsity, which is not easy, but it's possible. I want to get big marks in varsity so that I get to apply to transfer to engineering. So that is another best shot that you have if you decide to go to varsity, not to study a course that you want, but to give yourself the extra and the upper hand into transferring to the course that you actually want. And another option again that you have is to go into a bridging course. So I forgot the abbreviation of this thing, where you decide to go to college, right? And you go to college and you do the diploma of whatever the course you want to do. So let's say you want to study a bachelor's degree, but your matric result does not show a bachelor. You got a diploma, you got a higher certificate. So now you go to a college, you study a diploma that will allow you to bridge into a degree that is engineering, right? For more information on that, please do your research, but I'm here to feed you that resources do actually exist. And if you really do want something, you can actually get to it. There are many ways that you can get there, because one thing that I learned the hard way is that a dream delayed is not a dream denied. So what I want you to always know is there are always many paths and different routes to get to where you want to get to. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can do this thing where you go to college also to improve your physics. Or some people okay, that's good. I'm thinking of someone right now, a friend of mine also, who was not doing physics, was not doing pure maths in grade 12. He was doing maths lit. And last year, 2023, he was doing in college physics and maths because he didn't do them in high school. So you all of a sudden go to college and you start with physics and maths because he wants to get into engineering. So it's still possible. Whatever you want to do is possible. You just have to put your mind to it. I know people say that a lot, it's a bit cliche, but it is true, trust me. So that's another option that you have at your disposal. And yeah, so like, to be honest, my people, I feel like now that like the weight of matric results is coming closer, it's urging ever so close, and you're starting to get a lot nervous, starting to get anxious. We are talking manje, and it's very much natural. Whether you did well, whether you know that you did badly, you are going to get nervous, you are going to get anxious. You might expect yourself to get 12 distinctions, but you still are anxious because you're still human, you still have feelings. And I want you to relax, relax. I know it's all easier said than done, but relax, because you've done your part. You've already written the Matric results. And you've already written the Matric exams, yes, and the results are already printed. They're already cut and dry. They're just waiting to be given to your school and for your school to release them. Because there's nothing you can change right now. Whether you stress or not, it doesn't change anything. You have done your part. If this was me talking to you before an exam, then I would say, yes, stress, you should stress. But now there's nothing you can do, literally nothing you can do. Whether tomorrow you decide to buy a house or you decide to sell your clothes, it doesn't change your results. Whatever you do, your results are there, they are cut and dried. It's meaning they are waiting for you. That's just it. So don't stress too much about it. Just focus on thinking about the next step. Focus on thinking about, okay, what next? What is my life after Matric? What are the possibilities that I can get into? And for some of you, you know that school is not my thing. Okay, sure, it's fine. You've done your Matric. God bless you, right? Now you move on to something else. You go on and do whatever the acting you want to do, whatever the sports you want to do, whatever the gaming, the football, whatever it is that you really want to do, your YouTubes, whatever. Just do your thing, you know. As much as they say education is the key to success, sometimes that key is not opening. You gotta find other keys. So yeah, but the one thing I can tell you is not doing well in Matric is not a train smash. It's not the end of the world, and you're not the first person, and you're not even the last person to go through something like that. It's very much, I wouldn't say natural, but it's possible. It happens to the best of us, and it's inevitable in some cases. So all you have to do is know how to manage it, you know. Some situations you can't control, but you can only control the way that you react to them, and this is just one of them. So don't finish you know. Just remain motivated. I mean, I always say that motivation runs out, so you will need discipline, because as I always say, discipline will take you places that motivation can't. So just focus on what you have to do. Relax, take your time. The days are urging ever so close, but relax, calm down, manifest, visualize, take your time, think about it all. Imagine yourself opening that newspaper and seeing how many distinctions you've got. Imagine yourself getting that call from the minister, from Mang Mang, inviting you for those awards. Imagine that email from the university of your choice, calling you for that course that you want. Just imagine. Because for now, there's nothing else you can do, to be honest. And now lastly, to those of you that did well in your Matric, those who are proud of their results, those who are satisfied, I'm proud of you. You've done your best, and you saw now that your best is good enough.
Nice.
And potentially have gotten into your dream course, and you're going to study what you want. Just keep your head up. Though, don't be big-headed now. Don't think that you've made it in life, because there's still a lot that is coming, to be honest. Just keep calm. Stay calm. Don't look down on others because you think, because no, trust me, life will humble you, because it's not nice when life kicks you right in the teeth. So stay humble, and yeah, man. Otherwise, this has been Ketso. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and all the best, y'all. Compliments to the new year. Peace.